Tune into Rock the Mic Radio every Sunday from 7 to 8, only on hiphophighlights.com. We are the new standard.
Yeah, they only speak with their hands. The communication of the drums replaced by the scratch, the ill techniques, the soul controller. While other music used instruments, we used other music. Enhanced it, like turning water into wine. Remember who saved your life last night? It was the DJ, touching up on the ones and twos. And the mix in between, gotta know what I mean. Never scared to just bless you one. The soundtrack to the streets. The soundtrack to your soul.
CEOP, Fresh, RTM Radio, hiphophighlights.com. Shout out to the sponsors, Diamond Dialect TV, Black Light Studios, thecommonwealth.com. We appreciate your support. Appreciate all listeners listening.
Yeah.
Look, man, we got some. I'm going on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go out there and call them legends.
Legendary.
Yeah, these is legendaries. I don't think DJs get enough respect.
I don't either.
You know, I think rappers and people associate with them think records play themselves.
And it's funny you said that because I just made a post about that. DJs, engineers, managers, all of those are the behind the scenes people that don't really get that clout. You know what I'm saying? But they still partying. They put everybody else like it's nothing but.
Hip hop started, you know what I mean, with the DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I just got aware that there's DJ crews. Like I'm not really educated, you know what I mean, in the DJ game. So we got the X Factor crew in the building, DJ Punk Dragon in the building, we got DJ Strez in the building, and we got DJ Ruckus. Now, let me get with Strez first. Strez, yo, you know, this guy got a lot of history. Tell me something about when I say the word foundation. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you, Strez?
You say foundation?
When I say foundation, what does that mean to you?
Foundation, yeah, that was what I had back in the day.
I took you back a little bit.
Yeah, you did. 96, 97, we had, we was like amongst the crew, we was like amongst wildlife.
Wildlife entertainment, yeah.
We just was trying to make a mark, man, you know, and do what we love to do. And we just set the wings for what's going on right now.
Absolutely.
I know you did some work with MC Search. How was that?
It was a good experience, man. Search taught me a lot. Taught me the ins and outs, you know, of the radio business, and he actually really just put me on. You know, it wasn't really like, you know, got home from I was on Hot 91 before that. But yeah, he told me a lot, man. It was a good experience.
Tell us about the 92.1, the beat days, man, and tell us about that whole vibe and why do you think that didn't last as long as it had the potential?
I keep it very 100 with you. The 92.1 The Beat experience was like an all hip hop station. It was the baby brother of Wonderful Jams, North Virginia. I mean, we had potential, we was on the uprise. Actually, we were the station that a lot of people listened to the most. I was surprised that we had majority lady listeners. You know what I'm saying? That was a big shock. But we played hip hop. We played stuff that was exclusive as far as hip hop, and also myself. You know, I went on and started the able.
That was my next question. I was gonna say, did you get a lot of gripe from the radio station when you was trying to bring in the local artist music and stuff like that?
I did. It was blood, sweat, and tears. My program director was always on me, but you know, the main boss.
Right.
Told me to do what I do.
Hey.
She said that I reminded her of the DJ D. You know what I'm saying? That was a real good compliment. Yeah. What I was trying to do is I was just trying to, you know, showcase what we had around here. No money involved, no payola. Okay. You know what I'm saying? None of that.
And paint the picture for the people. What era were we talking?
We're talking at least between 2000 and 2004.
Okay.
2005.
So how did you get from doing the radio, the regular DJ, to doing mixtapes and producing and all that stuff?
I mean, I did all.
Is it something that just came natural?
All my life, yeah. Nobody taught me. You know, I've been really only sing as far as the sing since 19.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask everybody the same question. You don't have to answer me. What's your favorite club that's been like ever? From Club Yahoo
What was my favorite club? Shout out.
R.I.P. Shaz.
Why you say that though? Like,
It was the experience, man, and just the vibe. It was just good. Warm and sexy, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, club life around that era was way better than it is now.
Right.
Got too many fights and everybody on me.
Look, they don't even dance no more.
It's a whole different scene. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had. So.
Being that you was one of the first to start breaking,
Well, I wasn't good. Shout out to DJ Law, the Blue Brother.
Shout out,
DJ.
I like that. You see how he did that right there? You see how he did that? That's paying homage.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they were one of the first. You know what I'm saying? I just took over. When I was on, I just was like, hey, I need to show love to my,
Right.
And it wasn't for the fame. Right. It was just real, genuine love. Like I used to go like, Clue, go to the people. Look, let me get that song. What you got? Go to the studio.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then around 6 o'clock, I did a joint called the Gutter Mix, and spun like it started out doing underground underground freestyle like from major artists, but I just started playing like local, you know what I'm saying, like from Grill, DMP, joint the vets, Mike Lord, rest in peace.
Alright, so I read that you started DJing at 15. What made you take it serious? Like, this is what I'm gonna do. Was it something God given, or you know what I'm saying? Somebody threw some turntables at you, and that's how I got you going.
Okay, well, first of all, let me just introduce myself real quick. For real, it's in my blood. Like my mom, I'm from Chicago.
Yeah, that was
Virginia is my second home, but because I couldn't out here for the summer. But anyway, my mom been playing 45s and records and everything since I was a kid, like since I was like 3, 4 years old. So when I was walking, like real talk, like I had albums in my hand. I got pictures with LTE albums and tape in the grass. So like it's in my blood. Like when I tell people it's in my blood, it's for real. So like I was destined to be a DJ or be in music. So it's like a prodigy, man. Like I got a little 9-year-old daughter. She the same way I was when I was little. Like singing in the car. Like these are all the things I did as a young child. So yeah, it just was gonna happen.
What made you come here?
To be a
You're from Chicago.
Because I know. Look, the culture.
I don't know. I don't know if I would have came from Chicago from here unless we twisting our hat the wrong way. We're in danger.
Quick story. My dad was in the military, and he was stationed down here early, like 82. So my parents bought a house down here eventually. I didn't want to stay here, so I would go back and forth summertime, come down here. That's why I know so much about VA, because come down here for the summer, I met friends and stuff, and after a while my parents was like, man, forget that, this is it, you're gonna stay here. You know what I'm saying, from high school, which I won't name. But yeah, I just continued to do that, and finally I got here, kind of made it my home, and back and forth after I got out of high school, college and everything else, and just kind of met up with the homies.
And so I also heard that you did a brief stint in the military.
Yeah.
And you DJ while you was in the military.
Yeah.
So how did you balance
that experience like?
Yeah. How did you balance the two out?
It was crazy because like when I was in the military, I got shot out by my man T, Big T. He used to have this company called Two Type, and it was around this area. And I was basically back and forth doing street team joints with him, like hanging up posters, anything I could do. And a lot of them didn't know that I could DJ. They just was like, okay, pub through the posters, and I was always getting records, putting my stash up, I called Strez. And then I'm like, yo, we got these joints in the record pool. So back and forth, I would go, serve for Uncle Sam in the daytime, and then after 5 o'clock, I was on the street.
Did you say Farmer Sam?
I said Uncle Sam.
I'm using that though.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I just did that, and then afterwards, man, it was just a daily grind. And then when I finally got out, I just took the DJing and the music thing for what it was. A lot of people don't know I worked for Bad Boy and BMG for like 3 years.
Yeah, we was gonna get to that. What was that experience like?
I mean, that was crazy.
What'd you learn?
I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, it's crazy because like who can say in like a couple of years, like I was side by side with Diddy and Picasso. Like I saw Shine before Shine. like sitting in the club with a hood on, nobody knew him. You know what I'm saying? We sitting there and we talking, and I'm like, I didn't know this guy was gonna be what he is, and G-Dep and Black Rob, all these people, and then not only that, with BMG, you know, I work with Joe, Shanice, like I work with a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie.
So who was your favorite person to work with?
Yeah, see 50 with the bulletproof, Fat Boy, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get his record played. Like, so again, that goes back to the two type. When I was working the street team, I had the access to see a lot of these people walk in the office, or 3-6 Mafia pull up on a Wednesday night in a van trying to get their record pushed. And what happened is now is the promoters think they're bigger than the DJs, and they feel like the DJs don't deserve the amount of money. And hey, I'm out here without me. What are you gonna do without me? But it's proven now that they saying we don't need you because we're gonna get somebody that just started DJing 2 days ago.
Serato, and he just
Yeah, I mean, you know.
All right.
DJ Ruckus, shout out.
Oh,
Ruckus. So Ruckus, how did you come to the crew?
Yeah, and I heard
Get your shine on.
I heard you was a cook too. So tell us how you developed from a cook to a DJ.
Wow.
Culinary chemist, that's
Culinary chemist.
So we got a cook,
I guess a quick story. That whole situation started when I was in high school. You know, after people graduate, it's like, well, what am I going to do? College, how I'm going to support myself. Rep came, was like, hey, 97% job placement. I graduated, it was only 2 years, so it's like, hey, sound like a good hustle. Sounded like
That's the cooking thing, right?
yeah, that was Johnson Wells when he used to be down.
Okay.
I could say around my second year of culinary school, I started getting more into DJing.
And how was that first experience?
You know, I would hear Strez and other people on the radio.
Right.
You know, like actually shout out to Broadway Records and DJ.
Okay.
You would go there and they're like, well, it's not out yet. It's like, well, I heard it on the radio. They got it somehow. Promo records. So I was like, okay,
Promo records.
I need to get this radio service so I can get these exclusive records. And, shout out man DJ Custom. There was this named Groove back in the day. He actually heard some of what I did and Strez. They brought me in the Hot 91. At this time, you didn't have to be. You had to actually be a student.
Yeah, I remember the days.
In order to DJ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was real.
Yeah, man. So I'm old at, WNSB. Pretty much that's how I started the journey. But
How'd you meet these guys?
Because you said you heard Strez on the radio.
Yeah, because
I'm assuming you didn't know him.
I know it's your brother, but I didn't hear it. And then, he was like, y'all showed the logo. So when did they come and say, you know what, he's dope too?
Right.
I think it was more or less, they saw me in the club. When I was at Johnson Wells, I did get exposure from the college, side of things. And I heard walking in the club.
Yeah, that was the last
And at this time, basically a house set or a club set was Hosey's house. Follow me. And maybe $10 and percolate. So it was like, if you weren't there for that 15 minutes, you ain't get to hear anything.
Yeah.
So my man's from Baltimore, he's like, yo, there's some new type of music you should hear. It's pop. And I know Strez seen me in the club one day. And he heard me playing, he was like, it's different. But actually I got shout out Don Juan at City Lights.
Yeah.
He played a couple of joints, but it wasn't a set. It was tear the club up. Yeah, pick them up. It was like usually back in City Lights, that's what you heard. But I just kind of expounded on that. And shout out to Rockmaster. I don't know, Virginia Beach. How many cats go about help now? Parties he was doing. But he kind of put me onto the Virginia Beach scene. And that's when
How did the Virginia Beach scene take the be more house music?
Man,
Did they accept it?
Or did they throw bottles?
It was like, oh no, he's doing too much.
It was one of those things where they were saying nasty things. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Family show, thank you.
Okay.
We ain't got the sign yet. We working on that budget.
But they were talking about things, of explicit nature that, when you're around females that you to do, and he just chill. So I just knew it was like, all right, I got something. So tried to bring that to the radio when you didn't have a clean version.
Right.
So it made it a little difficult,
Yeah.
and you really had to go to records and hit it with the fader.
Because it was basically the B-more music was like an underground following.
Right.
That was like mainly like a club following.
Right. And then shout out to B. He actually went to Baltimore, and when he came back, I just couldn't. So just like, I found out gracefully.
Ruckus! You gotta tell about the sweat box, man.
I gotta shout out Precise. I don't know if he remembered this, but
We remember the sweat box, baby.
I remember him coming up and asking me for something from New York, because he New York all day.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's like, yo, can you play this song? I might have played it. I don't even remember. It was just so long ago. But it was definitely a good experience. And like I said, around the time I was in school from 1 to 05. So that's when these independent, college students, they were like, well, I got a following. Let me try to get clubs and whatnot. And that's how it all started. Shout out to Kurt Anderson. We looked out Ultra Lounge. Ultra Lounge was definitely
like that.
It was definitely a good experience. I remember probably one of my best nights is when we had Chris at the show. And out of nowhere, Chris Brown.
How does she look?
I heard she's the
Yes, I agree.
Right.
As far as the DTLR, I got to shout out Ted James. He actually, that's just the Beats DJ. He actually put me on to the whole Get Money thing.
Yeah, why do they call you corporate money? And can I hold some? You want to put your name out there.
I'm gonna be exact. I need $200. I ain't gonna say
corporate money.
Shout out my man Jimmy. He used to work at a car dealership, and Scion needed a DJ. So I did a Scion event, and I was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna get. I need corporate money. And then after that came on, actually up against the wall before DTL.
Wow, they said up against the wall.
Yeah, real quick, just not to brag or nothing, but like in this crew, we pioneers of a lot of things, including mall DJing.
Yeah.
Like so we was like
What's the pay like
in
in
the
that?
mall.
Do you get paid for that? Is that something you got to
The game was different. Like
I was going for clothes, like so I'm gonna tell you how
Hold
far.
on, so it's a barter system? Like you DJ, they say, yo,
legends
pick the rap.
Yeah, I go far back, so like I was copping like Memphis shirts, so that yeah, like it goes that far back. But no, just piggybacking on him, like we was like some of the first dudes in the mall. Like like when I used to see him, I didn't really know him like that, but I used to see him in the mall spinning, and I used to be like, man, okay, because I was doing like Legends and Eye Candy, so it was kind of like in the mix, and then but we was like some of the first dudes. Really, we were the first guys in the mall DJ, and then afterwards, everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Stand.
It was cool, but Ruckus, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make that clear, because like I don't really talk like, but for real, like in my crew, man, I'm passionate about them dudes, and I feel like you know what I'm saying. I'm passionate about them, so I kind of like want to make people understand like it's a special group of guys, and like it's not always about us being high caliber. We had a brotherhood, and we all respect each other, and sometimes there's differences and disagreements, but like I feel like we all got goals. We already know like separately what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? But when we come together, it's trouble, kid. I'm telling you, like, I take my team over anybody. Any of y'all whack dudes out there, I take my team. I'm gonna tell you like this. Quick, I'm ice cold, kid. Like I'm ice cold. I don't care about who in here. If it's 2 people, 2,000 people, I'm ice cold. All I look at is that floor and if my equipment right. Other than that, I blank everything out and I zone, and that's it.
Right. So you don't play according to the crowd, or?
I do. I watch my crowd,
Oh,
but
yeah.
at the end of the day,
I heard that was very important too.
Yeah, I've been doing it for
jokes
so
be-
long. Yeah, like, and I know my crowd. Like, I can read the crowd like the back of my hand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get your times when they stubborn, but you're not gonna. I'm gonna make you. You know what I'm saying?
First you do have to observe the crowd, because it's just like a white. If it's an older crowd, you're not gonna come in there with Migos.
No.
You can, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Hey, I was at a venue and the DJ was so horrible. I want to put it out there, but I'm not. The DJ was so horrible. He'd play Migos and then go to Whitney Houston. And I was like, yo, I was just turned up. Now I'm.
That's not the greatest love.
So, what does he do? But I know y'all have experienced, like, you've seen DJs in clubs. You know.
But it's also just like if you might throw in like a Bon Jovi joint, or you might throw in Jack and Diane. So
It's the people too.
Yes.
It's just it's all about.
It's like, you know, you could be playing a set, rocking, and it could be like a million people on the floor, and you got this one person who come up here, hey, can you play such and such and such and such? Nah, man.
That happens a
I'm
lot.
sorry.
That
Hey, look,
happens.
I got a phone. Can you plug your phone?
I said, get the phone.
Yeah, but so sometimes it's like the crowd, like, you know, they want to hear something, they play in their car or something.
Right, like just because you hear JJ Fish doesn't mean you need to hit the club.
Hey, yo.
Shout out to Strez, Puff Dragon, Ruckus. Thank y'all for coming through and Rock the Mic Radio Hip Hop Highlights. Stay tuned.
Tune into Rock the Mic Radio every Sunday from 7 to 8, only on hiphophighlights.com. We are the new standard.